Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we've got an upper intermediate level lesson.
That's right, we're gonna go and buy shoes.
Okay, this is very fun. I like buying shoes, although I have a hard time finding shoes in my size sometimes. But we're here talking about men's shoes specifically.
That's right, we've actually decided to talk about this topic, buying shoes, separately between men and women's shoes, because I think each type of shoe has its own type of vocab, and that can be very useful for men or women.
That's right. So let's take a listen to today's dialogue, and we'll be back in a moment to talk more about the specifics of men's shoe styles.
Just keep in mind, at the end of the video, there's a short story that is super helpful for your English learning. So don't miss it.
Hi, I'm looking for a pair of shoes for my son.
Sure thing. Here we are. If you're looking for dress shoes, we have several different styles of Oxford for boys. We also carry athletic shoes, hiking boots.
Oh, Jacob, how about these sneakers?
Mom, they've got Velcro.
Well, then how about these? What is this style called?
They're tennis shoes. They're very popular with teens and young adults.
Ooh, Mom, can I get these?
What are those?
They're Chuck Taylors. Everyone has them. Can I please?
I don't know. Would they go with your clothes? The backs are really high, and the way the tongue just sticks up, they're almost like a boot. And the sole doesn't look like it would have a very good grip.
They're only $45. And they've got cool fluorescent orange shoelaces. Mom! Mom!
Okay, try them on.
What size are your feet?
Here's a size 9.
We'll try a size 43 on you first and see how that fits.
A what?
They come in European sizes. He should be a size 43. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So as you saw, we have a lot of different shoe styles. And so we're going to take a look at these on Language Takeaway.
Language Takeaway.
Okay, first up, we have a very popular style of shoe. This is called an athletic shoe.
Okay, athletic shoe. Now, I imagine that athletes wear these shoes.
Good guess, Marco. So athletic athletes. This is actually for sports in general. So this is sports shoes, but in English we say athletic shoes.
Okay, so it's not specifically for any type of sport, but they're just comfortable shoes that you can do most sports in.
Right, like running shoes and basketball shoes and soccer shoes. These are all kinds of athletic shoes.
Very good. Okay. So these types of athletic shoes, they're usually they're kind of low, right? They don't have a lot of support around the ankle.
No, but they do have a lot of support in the heel, the bottom of your foot.
Right, because you're running, you need that extra support.
Exactly.
Now, on the opposite, if you're going hiking, if you're maybe trekking, then you need a special type of shoe that's going to give more ankle support, and these are called hiking boots.
Okay, hiking boots. So like you were saying, you get a lot of support in your ankle. That's the back of your foot and the area around your leg. So these shoes tend to come higher on your leg. They're taller on your leg. And they're usually pretty heavy.
Yeah. And I think they are more weather resistant. So if it rains or if it's wet, these shoes will respond better.
You're not going to get wet feet.
You're not, yeah. And so hiking boots. And now we have another interesting word. I'd never really understood it, why they're called this way, but we have sneakers. Sneakers.
Okay, I love sneakers. I always wear sneakers. A very common brand that you see with sneakers is Puma. Also Adidas.
Right.
So Converse is another brand. Sneakers are shoes that are not fancy. They're not like leather or work shoes, but they're also not athletic shoes because you don't necessarily use them when you're playing sports. They're basically very simple shoes for, normal daily
Just
stuff.
Normal walking.
Young people wear them usually.
Okay, sneakers. Now, I never understood why they're called sneakers, because I think if you sneak maybe on someone, I guess these shoes are good for sneaking up
Perhaps.
on people.
I don't know. They're less noisy than other shoes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we have sneakers. And now another type of shoe that can be a little bit confusing. They're called tennis shoes.
Okay, tennis shoes can be considered a kind of sneaker. Again, it's not the kind of shoe that you would normally wear to work. It's not leather. It's not a hiking boot. They're low shoes, so low ankles generally, and they tie up,
Right. But it's you would think that you use these shoes to play tennis.
Not necessarily.
But not necessarily, right? I mean, you don't have to play tennis. Oh, they're not specifically designed to play tennis.
No, perhaps originally they were tennis shoes for the game tennis, but nowadays they're very, very common. They're like sneakers.
Right.
They're shoes that most young people wear to school or to play around in.
Okay, so they're kind of like you say, a sneaker. And now moving on, these might seem a little bit strange, but we call them Chuck Taylors.
Chuck Taylors, basically Chuck Taylor is a brand.
Okay.
Converse, Chuck Taylors. We also call them Chucks. And this is a style of shoe that this brand made very famous. They're very, very thin canvas shoes. So the fabric is not leather, it's canvas.
Okay.
And they come in bright red or black or green.
Yeah.
And some of them are very low, and some of them have a piece of the ankle that comes up.
So it almost looks like a boot to a certain extent, but it's not like a hiking boot. It's not very hard. It doesn't support your ankle as much. It's just the style is higher.
Exactly. And so because these are made of fabric, they're very thin, they're very light, they're not very good for hiking, for example.
Right. So these are called Chuck Taylors. They're very, very popular with teenagers, right?
That's right. Teenagers all over the world wear Chuck Taylors.
And I think they're very old. This style, these Chuck Taylors, have been around for like 30 years,
I think since the 1960s or 70s.
But they're still popular.
Yeah, and they haven't changed.
They haven't changed. Right. So these are the 5 types or styles of shoes that we're going to take a look at. Why don't we move on now to more specific vocab related to the parts of the shoe on Language Takeaway Part 2.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so Jacob is talking to his mother, and his mom wants to know, hey, how about these sneakers? What do you think? And Jacob says, Mom, they've got Velcro.
Okay.
So, Marco, what's this Velcro Jacob speaks of?
Well, as you can see, Velcro is capitalized, right? And so that means this is a proper noun, and it's actually a brand.
Okay, it's like Chuck Taylors.
Like Chuck Taylors. So Velcro is supposed kind of like a zipper, right? A fastener. But instead of zipping it up, you just put 2 pieces of cloth together and they stick.
Okay, and when you pull them apart,
they make that sound, yeah.
They make a loud sound. And so sometimes with baby shoes or young children's shoes, we don't want to tie them because that's too hard. So we have Velcro. This is a kind of fabric, like you said, that sticks together. We don't have to spend all this time tying things. So you see Velcro on hats, on gloves, on jackets, on shoes. It's a very popular way to make things, close things, or to keep things secure.
In a very easy way, right? You just
very quick.
Push them together and that's it. They're sealed.
Exactly.
So the next time you see it, now you know that it's called Velcro. I imagine in other languages it's probably called the same thing.
Well, right. It's the brand name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. And, well, now moving on to the parts of the shoe. We have the tongue.
Okay, well, think about the body part, the tongue, right? When you look at your tongue, it's straight and it's flat and it kind of curves at the bottom.
Right.
Well, on a shoe, when you're putting your shoe on, in the front of the shoe can make it stuck, you have to pull the tongue.
Right.
It's a piece of fabric or piece of the shoe where the top of your foot is.
Yeah, very good. So that's called the tongue. Now, some shoes have a very small tongue or a low one, and others have a very high one. Like, for example, Chuck Taylors, they have a big tongue.
That's right, very long tongue. And so the tongue is the part that rests on top of your foot, and usually the shoelaces are over the tongue.
Exactly. And now moving on to the bottom part of the shoe, that's called the sole.
Okay, S-O-L-E, sole. This is a really important part of shoes. I always look at the sole before I buy a pair of shoes because this is the part that you use the most because you're walking on the ground.
Right. So, for example, hiking boots, they will have a very high sole and they will have kind of like a pattern so that you don't slip if you're walking on dirt, right?
That's right. Sometimes rubber a rubber sole. But other times, like Chuck Taylors also have a rubber sole, but it's very thin.
It's very thin. And some shoes, for example, they have a plastic sole maybe because they're used for other purposes. So they might be a little bit slippery if you go onto a smooth surface.
Exactly.
So the sole, that's the bottom part of the shoe. And the last part of the shoe that we're going to take a look at, and probably the most important, are the shoelaces.
Shoelaces. So shoelaces are basically long pieces of string that you use to tie your shoes closed because you want your shoes to be tight on your foot. You don't want it to be too loose, otherwise it might fall off.
Right.
And Chuck Taylors and some other shoes are very famous for having crazy colored laces, or for people using crazy colored laces to tie them up.
Right. So that's the part they use to tie or tighten the shoe with. So on the opposite, if a shoe doesn't have shoelaces, it's probably going to have Velcro.
That's right, Velcro or shoelaces.
Okay, so those are all the words that we have for you today. Why don't we go back and listen to the dialogue for the last time?
Hi, I'm looking for a pair of shoes for my son.
Sure thing. Here we are. If you're looking for dress shoes, we have several different styles of Oxford for boys. We also carry athletic shoes, hiking boots.
Oh, Jacob, how about these sneakers?
Mom, they've got Velcro.
Well, then how about these? What is this style called?
They're tennis shoes. They're very popular with teens and young adults.
Ooh, Mom, can I get these?
What are those?
They're Chuck Taylors. Everyone has them. Can I please?
I don't know. Would they go with your clothes? The backs are really high, and the way the tongue just sticks up, they're almost like a boot. And the sole doesn't look like it would have a very good grip.
They're only $45. And they've got cool fluorescent orange shoelaces. Mom! Mom!
Okay, try them on.
What size are your feet?
Here's a size 9.
We'll try a size 43 on you first and see how that fits.
A what?
They come in European sizes. He should be a size 43. I'll be right back. All right, so talking about shoes, you say that you always take a look at the sole. Why is this?
Because I'm always afraid that my shoes are going to wear out. And I don't buy shoes very often. I love sneakers. I love my Pumas. And I love flat shoes. And so when you buy a pair of shoes you really like, you don't want to buy another pair in 6 months. You want to get a pair that has a really good sole so that will last for a long time.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I think for me, yeah, that's probably one of the most important parts is the sole, as long as it's comfortable. Because some soles of some shoes can be very rigid.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit uncomfortable to walk with. And but I don't know. I don't really have that many pairs of shoes if I think about it.
Well, most people have one fancy pair of shoes for special occasions, and then a pair of work shoes that are leather, and then maybe a couple pairs of sneakers and some sandals.
Sandals.
For the summer.
So, but you have sandals and you have flip-flops, or are they the same?
Well, sandals is basically a kind of shoe. It's an open shoe that you wear in the summer. Flip-flops are a kind of sandal.
Oh, okay.
So they usually have a V in the front, and that's where you put your
big toe and the second toe.
Yeah, so we wear them in the shower or at the beach. They're usually made of plastic or rubber so that you can get them wet.
Right.
But flip-flops are a kind of sandal.
Yeah, very good. It's very interesting how many styles and types of shoes. And actually for men, I think it's not that complicated. But when we get into women's shoes, then we'll see a lot of different things.
There are too many styles. I can't keep track.
You beat me to the store, huh? I saw you through the window tying your shoelaces like a pro.
Practice. These laces are new and they keep slipping. Double knots for the win.
Speaking of laces, look at these displays. Athletic shoes, sneakers, tennis shoes, even hiking boots. It's like a vocabulary museum.
Perfect for us. Let's build real-life English while we shop. What are you hunting for today?
2 pairs. Something clean for work presentations, and a casual pair I can walk in all weekend.
So, dress shoes and daily sneakers. I'm after running shoes with good heel support and decent grip.
I love that word grip. Shoes with no grip are just ice skates pretending to be useful.
Put that on a t-shirt. Okay, Quick plan. We try on, we walk a loop, we check the sole pattern, then decide.
Solid plan. And we'll ask for sizes in both US and European, just in case.
True. Some brands run in European sizes. I'm a 43 in a few models, but usually a US 9.5.
I'm 7.5 in most sneakers, but dress shoes are tricky. They always run narrow.
Let's start with your work pair. Those Oxfords look legit. Sleek toe, no weird shine.
Excuse me, do these Oxfords come in half sizes? And is the leather full grain or corrected?
Look at you, sounding like a cobbler.
I just want something that lasts. Also, the sole. Rubber would be great for rainy mornings.
Try 'em. Check the tongue so it doesn't slide, and see if your heel slips.
Good checklist. Tongue sitting flat, heel slip is minimal. Arch support feels decent, but I might need insoles.
Walk the loop. Imagine you're late for a meeting. Fast walk, short turn, quick stop.
Okay. They don't squeak, and the grip is strong on the smooth tile. Also, zero toe pinch.
That's rare for dress shoes. Do they match your blazer?
Yep, they're versatile. Black slacks, navy dress, even dark jeans.
Ask about break-in time. If they're soft now, they'll be perfect next week.
How long is the break-in, and what's the return policy if the leather creases weirdly?
Nice phrasing, clear and polite.
He says 30 days indoor wear. That helps. I'll keep the box neat.
One pair down. Now your weekend sneakers. Do you want classic canvas like Chucks or cushioned tennis shoes?
Canvas looks cool, but thin soles tire me out. I want sturdy. Daily errands, long walks, cafe hopping.
Then a hybrid, low-profile sneakers with a cushioned sole and a breathable upper. Try these gray ones.
Light, flexible, and the ankle collar isn't rubbing. Tongue stays in place even when I squat.
Do a real day test. Take a pretend bus, climb stairs, dodge a puddle.
Bus boarded, stairs climbed, puddle avoided. Verdict, comfy. And they don't shout for attention.
Clean lines win. Gray goes with everything. Also, those fluorescent orange shoelaces over there would add personality if you want.
Maybe for Fridays. Okay, your turn. Athletic shoes first?
Yeah, I want something that cushions my heel but doesn't feel like a mattress.
Check this neutral running shoe. Flexible forefoot, solid heel counter, medium drop.
Smooth. The grip on the sole has deep grooves, good for a wet pavement.
Jog the aisle. I'll time you. Sports commentator voice activated.
Okay, they're responsive. No heel slippage, and my big toe isn't squished.
Try half a size up. Feet swell after a few miles.
Good call. Okay, better. My toes can wiggle, and the tongue doesn't bite.
Do you hear that faint squeak?
A little. Could be the insole rubbing. I'll ask for an alternate insole, maybe softer foam.
He needs a different insole. Also, what's the warranty on the outsole?
You're fearless with questions.
We're paying for comfort and performance. Ask everything.
Okay, new insoles fixed the squeak. I'll keep these. Now, what about hiking boots?
Planning a trail?
I want one pair for day hikes and city rainstorms.
Then look for ankle support, waterproof lining, and a sole with aggressive lugs.
Heavier but secure. My ankle feels hugged in a good way.
Walk on the ramp. Up, down, side slope. Listen for heel lift, feel for toe jam.
Uphill is fine. Downhill pushes my toes a bit. Let me try a thicker hiking sock.
How's that?
That solved it. The toe box needed a touch more space.
If you plan to wear them with thicker socks, buy for that fit.
Right. Okay, bonus round. Casual sneakers.
Leather low tops or fabric tennis shoes?
Leather. They're easier to dress up.
These are minimal. No giant logos. Try them with cuffed jeans.
Nice. The sole is thin, but not flat. There is subtle arch support.
Do a pivot test. Quarter turn, half turn. Any slippage?
None. The grip bites enough without feeling sticky.
Then you've got your rotation. Runners for workouts, leather sneakers for daily, hiking boots for weather and trails.
And you've got Oxfords for work and gray sneaks for weekends. High five for adulting.
Wait, let's do language practice before checkout. All model phrases you can use in any store.
Hit me.
Do these run true to size? Could I try a half size up? Is the sole rubber or leather?
My turn. What's your return window if I wear them indoors? Do you carry European sizes? Can I get extra shoelaces?
Nice. Now, listening and paraphrasing. I'll give you a sales pitch. You summarize.
Deal.
This model has a cushioned heel, breathable mesh, and a non-marking sole ideal for gyms.
Summary: cushioned heel, airy upper, and a sole that won't leave marks. Good for indoor courts.
Perfect. Your turn.
These boots are waterproof up to the laces with reinforced eyelets and a rock plate for sharp terrain.
Summary: water stays out unless it pours over, tough lace holes, and a protective layer underfoot for rocks.
A+. Also, let's compare word choices. Sneakers versus tennis shoes.
In everyday American English, both work. Technically, tennis shoes were for tennis, but now it's a general casual term.
And grip versus traction.
Grip is everyday. Traction sounds more technical.
Tongue versus upper.
Tongue is the flap under laces. Upper is everything above the sole.
Sole versus insole.
Sole touches the ground. Insole touches your foot.
Velcro versus hook and loop.
Velcro is the brand. Hook and loop is the generic fastener.
We should also highlight polite add-ons. Please, would you mind, if possible.
And clarity. Short sentences, one request at a time, eye contact, friendly tone.
Okay, last checklist before we buy. Fit, function, comfort, return policy, and how they pair with our clothes.
Plus, break-in plan. I'll wear my Oxfords at home for an hour for 3 days.
I'll rotate the runners every other day so the foam recovers.
Care routine. Wipe leather with a damp cloth, air dry, use cedar shoe trees if possible.
For sneakers, hand wash laces, remove insoles to dry, avoid the dryer.
Weather tips. Waterproof spray for canvas, and don't store damp shoes in a closed bag.
Travel tip. Pack a spare pair in your carry-on if you're presenting at a conference.
And never try brand new shoes on a travel day. Blisters are not a personality trait.
Words to live by.
Ready to check out?
Almost. Let's rehearse 2 real dialogues. I'll be the clerk first.
Go.
Hi there. What size are you and what will you use the shoes for?
I'm a 7.5. I need comfortable sneakers for all-day walking and commuting.
Great. Do you prefer more cushion or a firmer ride?
A balance, please. And I'd like a rubber sole with good grip.
Nice. Switch roles.
Welcome in. Trying something for work, sport, or weekends?
Weekends. I'm between 9.5 and 43 in some brands. Half sizes available?
Yes. We'll start true to size and adjust. Any color preferences?
Neutral. Gray or navy, no giant logos.
Smooth. That's exactly how you keep it efficient.
Okay, final moment. Pick your laces. Classic or those spicy orange ones?
Classic today, orange for a Friday glow-up.
I'll grab spare black laces. They always disappear when I need them.
Ready to pay?
Ready.
Before we go, let's lock in the learning. Know your size, ask about fit, test the grip, and walk like it's a normal day.
And remember, the best pair is the one you actually wear. Comfortable, reliable, and a little you.
Then let's step into the week with quiet confidence.
And leave perfect footprints, one comfortable step at a time.
My name is Serena. I am 41 years old. I have a husband. His name is Ryan. He is 46 years old. We have been married for 14 years. I believed my life was very good. I thought I had a perfect marriage. I was 27 years old when I met Ryan. He was a very handsome man. He made me feel special. I felt very happy when I was with Ryan. After only 6 months, Ryan asked me to marry him. He held my hand. He looked into my eyes. I was very surprised, but also very happy. I said yes. He gave me a beautiful gold ring. He promised me that we would be together forever. He promised me a happy future. I believed him. We got married. After that, we started our life together. We lived in a small apartment. I worked in an office. Ryan worked in sales. He often traveled for his job, but he always came home to me. Our life was simple. We talked about having children one day. We talked about buying a bigger house. I trusted Ryan. I thought Ryan was the perfect husband for me, but I had no idea that my perfect life was not real. One afternoon, I was in the kitchen cleaning the dishes. I moved a stack of papers and saw something new. It was a letter. The envelope was plain white. I picked it up. I looked at the name written on the front. It was not my name. It was not Ryan's name. The letter was for Mrs. Lisa Parker. I froze. My hand stopped moving. Who was Lisa Parker? I had never heard this name before. My heart began to beat fast. The address on the envelope was also different from ours. Why did a letter for someone else come to our home? I put the letter down on the table, but I could not stop thinking about it. Ryan would be home soon from work. I decided to wait for him. After a while, Ryan came home. I heard his keys in the lock. He walked into the kitchen smiling, as he always did after work. "Hello, my love," he said. He looked at me and I knew I had to ask him. Then I picked up the letter from the table. I showed it to him. "Ryan," I said, "who is Lisa Parker? This letter is for her. It came to our house today." Ryan looked at the letter in my hand. His face did not change. He did not look surprised or worried. He took the envelope from my hand. He looked at the name. Then he smiled. "Oh, that," he said. "It's nothing. It's just a mistake. The bank probably sent it to the wrong address. Don't worry about it, Serena." He put the letter down on the counter and then quickly changed the subject. He did not seem to think it was strange that this letter had arrived. Ryan had said it was a mistake, but I could not forget the name Lisa Parker. One evening, after Ryan had gone to bed, I sat alone. I looked at my phone. I knew I had to find out. I typed the name Lisa Parker. A picture loaded on the screen. It was a woman. Then my eyes stopped. I saw a picture of a wedding. In the photo, a man stood next to Lisa Parker. It was Ryan. He was smiling, wearing a suit. Lisa wore a white wedding dress. They looked very happy. I could not believe what I was seeing. Ryan and Lisa were cutting the wedding cake. The date on the photos was clear, 16 years ago. I could not breathe. I thought about my own life with Ryan. We had been married for 14 years. If Ryan married Lisa 16 years ago, then he was already married when he met me. He was married to another woman when he proposed to me. My perfect life, my happy marriage, all of it was a lie. Ryan had promised me forever, but he already had a forever with someone else. Ryan had lived 2 lives. He had kept this huge secret from me for 14 years. Was our marriage real? I had to know. I decided to go to the city office. I found the sign, marriage certificates. I walked to the counter. A woman sat there. "Hello?" I said. "I need to check a marriage record for Serena Watson and Ryan Parker." The woman nodded. She typed on her computer. She checked some old files. Then the woman looked up with sad eyes. "I am so sorry," she said. "There is no legal marriage record for Serena Watson and Ryan Parker in our files. None at all." I froze. My heart broke. No legal marriage. I was not his wife. I had never been his wife. The wedding day, the gold ring, the promises we made, all of it was a lie. 14 years. 14 years of a fake life. I was the second woman, the secret woman. I felt like I was losing my mind. I said thank you to the woman at the counter. I turned and walked out of the office. I found Lisa's house. It was not far from my apartment. I stood outside her house. I had to speak to her. I walked to the door. I raised my hand and knocked. After a few seconds, the door opened. A woman stood there. It was Lisa. I looked at her face and she looked at mine. I said, "Hello, my name is Serena. I think we are both married to the same man." Lisa did not look surprised. She just looked sad. It meant she already knew something was wrong. She opened the door wider. "Please come in," she said. We went to her living room. We sat on a sofa. Then Lisa began to speak. She told me everything. She said she knew about me. She knew that Ryan had another life. Ryan had told her about me. He had promised her that he would end things with me. He told her he would get a divorce. He said he would leave me soon. He had been saying this for a long time. She believed him. She loved him. Lisa said Ryan often came home late. He told her he was working, but now she knew he was with me. She felt sad and angry. I listened to her words. I felt sad for Lisa. I was angry at Ryan. He had hurt 2 women. I knew I could not keep his secret anymore. I decided it was time for everyone to know the truth about Ryan. I needed to expose his 2 lives. I thought about Ryan's job. I knew who his boss was. I sat down and wrote an email. In the email, I explained everything. I wrote about Ryan's 2 marriages and how he had lived a lie for many years. I sent the email to his boss. I also called Ryan's mother. I told Ryan's mother the truth about her son. Ryan's mother began to cry. She could not believe what I was telling her. Soon, his boss fired him from his job. He had lost his work because of his lies. His mother was very upset with him. A few days later, Ryan came to the door. He knocked. Ryan looked very bad. His face was sad. He looked tired. He called my name, begging me to open the door. I opened the door. Ryan began to speak. He said he was so sorry. He begged me to take him back. He said he loved me and that I was the only one. But I did not believe his words anymore. "Go away, Ryan," I said. "Go to your real wife. I am not your wife." Then I closed the door. The days after Ryan left were hard. I went to work, but my heart was heavy. I often cried at my desk. My coworkers saw my sadness. Some people looked away, but one person was different. His name was Miller. He worked in the same office as me. Miller was a kind man. He did not tell me what to do. Sometimes I talked about my feelings. I talked about the lies. Miller just listened. He did not stop me. I felt safe with Miller. He never said, "You should do this," or "You should do that." Miller was different from Ryan. Ryan was handsome, but he was not honest. Miller was quiet, but he was always honest. He never lied. He was a good man. I do not think about Ryan anymore. I do not miss him. I am free. Lisa is also free. She can live her own life now. I am ready for the future. I am ready to build a life with a man who truly cares for me. I am finally free and truly happy. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.